Throughout January, the Business Journal held 4 roundtable discussions with 5th through 8th graders from 4 middle schools, East Palestine, Springfield, Camel, and Brookfield, as well as students from the Northeast Ohio Impact Academy. The roundtables were held to gain a perspective on how young people view the region as part of the Business Journal's 15-month Brain Gain program, which focuses on building a culture of entrepreneurship and promoting workforce development. The panels were moderated by Business Journal content manager Jeremy Leidick. All the students were selected by the schools. This video has been slightly edited for time, but the subject matter and spirit of the discussion has not been altered. Today we hear from students from Camel Middle School and the Northeast Ohio Impact Academy, who talk about their plans for the future and their passion for helping others.
Brain Gain is sponsored by the Moransky Companies, Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC, and the Mahoning Valley Manufacturers Coalition. Just show of hands, who among you would say science is your favorite school subject? A couple down here in the corner, Joey down there. What about math? Okay, good. English? Very nice. About art? All right, very good. Pretty evenly balanced. Charlie, can you tell me why math is your favorite subject? I'm going to move that right there.
I like to problem solve, and in math you can problem solve a lot.
Yeah.
And I really like geometry.
Why geometry?
It's like a challenging but fun way for me to learn.
So when you're challenged by a geometric problem or any math problem in general, how do you work through it?
I read, if it's a word problem, I read it by parts. And I underline important things.
Gotcha. So for everyone who said, whatever your favorite subject was, is it because the other subjects are maybe challenging, or you just enjoy it more? Enjoy it? Jinwell, you wanted to comment on that? All right, you got a microphone there, you're good. Tell me what you mean by enjoy it.
So, I really like writing stories. Last year in 6th grade, I wrote a story. It was a thriller story, I think it was. And I think I had over 5,000 words. And I really love writing stories.
5,000 words? That's pretty impressive.
I think more.
More?
I think so.
Some of our longest stories were only 1,200 words. That's good. So what was the story about?
It was a thriller. It was about a spy. I think, oh my God, it was so long ago. So there was a spy who had to go to Russia because he had to find out information about what's happening over there, so we can better prepare ourselves for what's happening over here.
So it sounds like it's kind of related a little bit to current events. Is that accurate? Do you find a lot of inspiration in current events and things you see on the news?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the books that I read, because some books that I read last year, I implemented some of the things that happened in there into my story.
Okay. And do you think writing is something you might want to pursue later on as a career?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. We'll probably come back to that. Who are my scientists? All right, we'll go down here. Mihaly?
Mihaly.
Tell me a little bit about science. What is it about science that catches your interest?
I like learning about I like doing science stuff. I like learning about like health or and stuff like that, because I want to be in the health field when I grow up. Yeah, and I like learning about the earth and stuff. It's cool.
Do you find a correlation between learning about the earth and health?
Well, yeah, if you think about it, yeah. But I just like learning about science, and I like the study of things. So I like understanding plants and photosynthesis and stuff like that.
Okay. So it's pretty much earth is your favorite part of science?
It doesn't really matter. I just like learning about it. It's cool.
Gotcha. How about you, Claudia?
I like
like science because I think it's fascinating how almost everything in science ties in together, almost like a big chain of events. And I think it's very fascinating how everything always leads to a big question mark.
What are some of the big question marks that you're struggling with today about science?
Well, things like how to stop fossil fuels because we need to survive with them. Even though they're not infinite, we're going to run out of them anyways. Even though we have replacements for them, we don't have the most easiest ones to find like fossil fuels, but it's a big question mark because people are trying to find this every day and no one seems to get anywhere.
Does that concern you?
It does.
Why?
Well, it concerns me because the whole reason our world is dying is because we're taking advantage of the fact that the ground or the world is giving us resources and we keep going for more and more even though we don't need them, and we're not being responsible, and we're not taking as much as we need to survive. We're taking more than enough just for pleasantries and amenities.
Got you. Sounds like you put a lot of thought into this. You're doing a lot of research into it. Okay, very good. Are your classes here at school lending themselves to this research that you're doing? You think so? Okay. You guys are pretty much all my math people, right? Who was my math people? Kendall? Olivia? All right, I'm gonna move this down here. Do you also find ways that you can utilize math into some of these bigger picture things?
Yes.
Yes?
See, I always wanted to be a brain surgeon. I feel like math and science are really important, and honestly, schooling is very important if we want to be who we want to be when we grow up in our careers. And I think that math will really help me and science because it's the best thing that I need to know for following my career.
Well, so you guys are, I think the way we arranged it, our STEM Academy people are on this side, right? Okay. So tell me about, and we're just going to go ahead and stay down here because that was really important what you were saying. When we're thinking about STEM and that type of education, how does that relate to maybe what you want to do in life? Or what do you think about STEM compared to any other type of learning?
I like my ultimate favorite is actually STEM because STEM challenges me for a lot of things. Like the things we do now aren't like what we're doing like above and beyond right now. So I feel like STEM is challenging me to do more.
Challenging you to do more? Mm-hmm. In what way?
And just for me to become for me to reach my goal.
Gotcha. Kendall, do you feel the same way?
Yes.
Yes? Mm-hmm. Okay, what about STEM inspires you? What do you like, what do you enjoy about STEM?
Well, school used to be really easy, but now it's challenging because I have to think about different things and analyze things that I usually don't. It teaches me how to work with other people because I hate working with other people, but I have to, so it's easier. And presenting and talking to people used to be really hard, but it's not as hard. So
why did it sounded, and correct me if I'm wrong, you said that the STEM type of education could be more challenging than regular education?
Yes.
More challenging than sitting in a classroom and reading a book and letting the teacher lecture?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because our teachers, they're there, but we have to also teach ourselves. They tell us what to do, but we have to figure out how to do it. Instead of the teacher just giving us directions to do something, then you do it. And then they don't let us just ask them for help as soon as we get the work. We have to think about it and try to do it before we can get help.
Okay. Is it Costa?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about a project? Well, first of all, do you agree with what Kendall's saying?
Yeah.
And can you tell me about a time where you had to, tell me about a STEM project that you were involved with that's kind of along the lines of what she's saying?
Well, right now, it's not really a project. I'm in the robotics club.
Okay.
So we have to build a car from scratch, and by the end of the year, we're going to see whose car is the fastest, and we're pretty much going to race them.
What kind of research are you doing to make sure yours is the fastest?
To see, we're trying to distribute the weight towards the center, so then like we could get the wheels to go faster on the end. It's pretty much what we're researching right now.
Gotcha. All right. Who prefers learning by book and lecture? Anyone? Bonnie, tell me why.
It's like the old-fashioned way, I guess, and I like to read by myself usually instead of like, working with someone else. And lecturing, I guess it's like, I don't feel like lecturing's a good part of school because, I don't know, just yelling at them to learn, but they're not really going to learn it.
Why do you think that?
I never have from being yelled at.
Do they yell at you a lot during lecture?
Not really.
No? Just talking at you? Gotcha. Okay. Now, do you do STEM stuff too?
Not really, no.
Yeah, you're my English and my art person, right? Okay. So what is it about, have you done any STEM classes or projects?
I'm in STEM right now, but we're not doing anything currently because it's a new semester, so we just started, like we're introducing ourselves to each other and stuff.
So this is your first experience with STEM? Or what have you done in the past?
Well, in the elementary building and middle school building, we built stuff, I guess. I don't really remember much.
What I remember from STEM, we used to build race cars and stuff, and we would make them out of paper, straws, and mints. Then we would race them down the hallways. I remember our group didn't do too good, but it was still worth a shot.
Okay. Whenever your group didn't do too well, did you kind of figure out why?
Yeah, the straws that we used and the mints for wheels, it just wasn't going fast enough because it was stopping at the corners.
Okay. And how did you figure that out?
Well, basically it just stopped midway when we were racing it.
Okay. So if it were a situation where you had to, maybe you were presented with the problem on paper instead of seeing it in front of you, which method, either reading about it on paper and trying to figure it out that way, or actually having it in front of you and being able to get hands-on with it, which way do you think you would have arrived at the cause and the solution quicker?
Probably paper, because then I would actually be able to see it, what we should use, and then we could sketch it out and stuff, just to know how to do it.
Got you. Okay. Anyone else have a STEM project that they've worked on in the past? No? Holly?
Right now we're working on, each of us are making an e-portfolio website. We have to, we're gonna put what we learn and what we do in there for the whole year. So right now, we just have to make these pages, and it's just things about us, our hobbies and what we do in our classes and stuff. And then we're using a website to and it teaches us the codes and stuff that we need to type in, and we need to type in all the codes for it, and it's cool.
Got you. Okay. So what do you think about that? The idea of technology. I presume you're all using technology, right? At some point. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think it's really cool because you're making your own website from scratch, and it's just it's teaching you everything. If you wanted to make, if you wanted to be a coder or something that does codes and makes things, and the future, it helped you with that a lot because they're good too. They're nice. It's cool.
Okay. By using technology like this and learning coding and all that sort of stuff, do you feel like you're missing out on something if it's more digital as opposed to, paper?
I don't know, because if you learned it from paper, if you try to learn coding from paper, you can't really try it out, try to do it by yourself. Cause when you use the computer, you're actually typing it in, you're actually doing it. So I don't think I'm really missing out that much.
Okay, very good. Do another show of hands. Who is already thinking about what they want to do with the rest of their life? Pretty much everybody. Good. Who haven't we heard from yet? Vincent.
So what I think I'm going to be when I graduate is an engineer.
Okay. And what are you doing now to kind of prepare for that?
Well, I could say STEM, probably. Well, before in the last semester, we were he was teaching us all the different types of engineering, and then we were actually building stuff, I guess.
What type of engineering were you doing? Tell me about something you built.
Well, not it's not a specific type. I guess it's just like at the beginning of it, we had to choose an engineering, and it showed like we had to look up every type of engineering from A to Z.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. How about you, Desire? What you up to?
After like school, I plan to like be in the crime field in the future because, well, like crime solving, because I feel like sometimes in some situations people don't do or go the correct approach, and so I feel like I could possibly like help improve that.
Okay. And do any of your classes, like, are you talking like a psychiatry kind of approach, or more science, like a CSI kind of?
Probably science.
Science. Are any of your classes kind of giving you the foundation, the building blocks to reach that goal?
Not, in my opinion, not really.
Not really. What are some things that you're not learning in school that maybe you'd like to be learning?
There's not really anything in particular, but I feel like there is more. I just can't think of it right now. But probably like more in-depth science, in my opinion. Because like we're just learning about like circuits, and we learned that in like 4th grade before, and I feel like we should be moving on to more challenging things and things that we can actually apply in the future.
Gotcha. Do you feel challenged at school?
Yeah, in certain classes.
In certain classes? Which ones are challenging you right now?
Right now, social studies and English.
Social studies and English. Okay, understood. Got a guy right next to you. He's wrote 5,000 words. You can help out some English if you want. I'm sorry. How do you pronounce your name? Kashari? Oh, great. What are you interested in?
When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer.
You want to be a lawyer? Very argumentative?
Yeah, I like to argue.
You like to argue? What's the last argument you won?
Why I shouldn't have to do as much chores. It was something stupid, only because I didn't want to sweep the floor because I had already swept and someone made a mess and they didn't want to clean it up and I had to. And I had an argument with them because I didn't want to clean it up.
Gotcha. And do you feel that, so you won it, right? You won the argument? So who had to clean the floor?
Them.
Them. I got you. The infamous them. All right. How did it feel? Like being able to, kind of put your foot down and make your case and have it be heard and won?
Felt nice because I got to relax.
Do you feel that when you're making your case, whether it's arguing about sweeping the floor or something else where you maybe you want your opinion to be heard, do you feel heard? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was this at home or school?
At home.
Was at home? Okay. What about school?
No, don't really get in arguments at school.
Understood. Okay, that's good. Do any of your classes lend themselves to your goals?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. What's something that you would like to be learning in school that maybe you're not, that would help you out?
I don't think there's anything certain that I want to learn to be a lawyer. I just want to be a lawyer, but I don't really know why. I want to help people that are in trouble. Like, I see so many innocent people that are getting accused of stuff that they really didn't do, and I want to be a lawyer.
Okay. Does that concern you when you see the innocent being taken advantage of like that? Yeah? All right. Is it more in the community or national?
National.
National? Okay. How many people, just when you're looking at the big picture, you're looking whether it's in your community or national throughout the United States or even the world, how many people are inspired by something and maybe that's what's driving you to figure out what you want to do with life? Claudia? Guys over here. Well, Claudia, we'll start with you and work our way down. I don't think I already know what you're going to say, but what's inspiring you?
What's inspiring me is actually very poor cities like Oaxaca, Mexico, because in Oaxaca, Mexico, it's very poor. And even if you look to like book a hotel, one of the most biggest features that they're so proud of is a dryer and a washing machine, which here we take advantage of, and we don't think of it like we think it's just an item that everyone has. But if a hotel has it, then you automatically know that those houses don't, and they have to work like really hard to do chores that we can do in 40 minutes.
Gotcha. So how would you address that?
Well, since I want to be a chemical engineer, I would like to create things to help those people, because being a chemical engineer doesn't mean you're making bombs or doesn't mean you're making medicine. You also create things that help people. Like, actually, a chemical engineer invented the toothbrush. Even though they didn't really use chemicals, they invented it because it involved helping something that involves chemicals.
Got you. Okay. Kendall, you had your hand up too. Kind of. What's inspiring you in the world right now?
I just want to be something that like helps someone, because I just like helping people. That's really big.
Okay. Alexa, we haven't heard from you yet. Is there anything that's inspiring you? What do you want to do when you graduate high school?
I want to be a registered nurse. I don't really know which doctor I want to be, but I know I want to be in the medical field. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You were the same way, right? Medical field? Yeah. All right. So, are there any classes here, or are there any research you're doing on the side that's inspiring that?
Well, in PBL, we did like a doctor project, and we had to research stuff, and we had patients, and we had to figure out their disease. And me and my partner, we found their disease.
What was the disease?
I forget. I think it was Parkinson's or something like that. But it was making them walk weird, and they had depression and stuff. So we got to figure out what their how to cure them.
Got you. What was that called? PBL?
Yeah, problem-based learning.
Who has something that they're doing outside of school that's kind of related to what they want to do with the rest of their life? Any hobbies, any interests? Vincent?
So I like to become an engineer, and what I, not typically, but what I kind of enjoy doing is building things with wood.
Okay, so you like working with your hands. I got you. Who's going to college? Let me ask you that. Everyone's got their hands up. Who's going to a trade school? No one's going to trade school. Vincent, do you think you have to go to college to work with your hands and build stuff?
Well, I don't think I have to. Well, maybe I should though, because I don't know. There's probably more jobs out there to look at if you go to college than just going straight to a job.
Charlie, why do you want to go to college? What do you want to do?
Well, when I'm older, I want to be a lawyer, and I want to go to college so it can help me learn better how to make good decisions, because eventually I want to become a judge. So I want to go to Ohio State University for my 4-year degree in social work, and then I want to go to Stanford University and go to law school and be a lawyer to help kids make better decisions and get their life back on track, and then eventually run for judge.
You got it all planned out. What do you mean by helping kids get their life back on track?
If they make the wrong decision or mess things up with their life, they have to go to juvie or something, then I want to help them serve their time if they have to, and then help them get their life back on track, like what a social worker would do.
What inspired this?
My mom works with the law, and I like debating. My sister does speech and debate, and I like helping people.
I got you. Okay. Do you have speech and debate here at the school?
I don't
know. No. Is that something you may like to get into?
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Simone?
I want to be a pediatrician.
Oh, medicine again. Okay, cool. Why is that?
Because I like helping kids.
Like helping kids? Okay. Is there anyone in your life or someone that's inspired you that is in the medicine field?
Not really, but since I was little, I always wanted to be some type of doctor, but I finally made my decision that I want to be a pediatrician.
I'm going to throw you a curveball because I haven't asked this to anyone yet. Is that something you'd want to do here or maybe somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Somewhere else? Who thinks that whenever they get their career lined up, show of hands, who's looking to stay in the area to work? Probably a few people down there. Okay. Jeremy, haven't heard from you yet, man. What you up to?
Since I want to become a software engineer, I'd like to go out of state for college because I want to try and go to GCU. But I'd like to try and find a job in this area just for software engineers, but I don't really think there's that many job openings for said one.
Could you open up your own business?
It's a possibility, but that require a lot more hard work that I'm willing not to put in.
Right. So why software engineering?
It's just mainly because of I've watched like videos and played games and all of this that I've seen all of the great things that software engineers can do. Okay.
And have you been looking into some places around here where you might be able to find some work?
Not necessarily. I'm gonna try and start doing that soon though.
Okay. What's important to you for a job?
I'd say honestly just kind of close to home.
Kind of close to home? Okay. Who else wanted to stay in the community? Charlie, why'd you want to stay in the community?
I don't know. I think I want to like explore other places, but I want to end up back at home with my family, and I don't want to go to my first four-year college out of state, because I want to stay with my family, and the JJC is around here, so I could work there and be a judge there.
Okay. Why, tell me about why being close to family is important to you, apparently.
My family. Because they can support me and help me with a lot of things if I need help.
Okay, very good. Who kind of wants to get out? Quite a few. Let's start down here. Desire, why do you want to get out?
Because I feel like there's not many opportunities here, like in Ohio, but I wish there were more. But like, I just want to travel more, and like I've been in Ohio all my life, so I feel like it'd be interesting to go out and have more opportunities, and yeah.
Okay. What's important to you when you're going to be looking for some place to go? What's going to be important to you most?
I don't have anything I can think of right now that I need, I feel like, but I just want to make sure that there's a generous amount of things that I could do just in case I change my mind at the last minute or anything.
Okay, gotcha. A couple of hands over here too. Libby, you raised your hand. You want to get out, right? Tell me why.
I'm gonna go with like basically what Desire said. There's not a lot of opportunities down here, and I feel like if I not start all over, but kind of like in a new state, I feel like it would give me more opportunities and more, it would be better for me.
What kind of opportunities are you looking for?
Just like bigger opportunities, like better colleges, because I mean, I'm not saying our college is not that good. I mean it is good, but I'd rather go somewhere else just because it's like for a better medical schooling.
I got you. Okay. And have you been looking at places already?
Yeah, I want to go to either Michigan school, or I want to go to South Carolina.
Got you. Okay. So it sounds like you're definitely looking at different educational opportunities, but what about community? You know, Charlie wants to stick around because this is where her family is and she's got that foundation, that support system. What's important to you in just the community where you live?
I do care about my family. I'm not saying I don't. I'm gonna miss them, but I just rather go just to start all over.
Do you guys feel connected to your community? Show of hands. Yeah, kind of, sort of. Vincent?
I don't know, like, I could say I'm connected because like I'm connected around here because like my family, pretty much everyone before me has grew up in Camel. My grandparents, my mother, my father, everyone's been here.
Okay, so you definitely got that family connection. Okay, how about you, Joey?
See, my family just lives here. They've been living here, like the same thing for like a long time. I just kind of want to stay here.
Do you want to stay here?
Yeah, but at the same time, I want to move to like somewhere where I can get like a better life, like a better job.
Okay. So when you say move, how far away are you talking?
Pretty far.
Pretty far?
Yeah.
So you want to stay. If I'm just going to go ahead and paraphrase and make sure I understand this right. You want to stay, but you think you're going to have to move, or you definitely want to move?
It's kind of hard because I want to move to Georgia because I think there's a lot of good job opportunities there, and there's like a lot of fun things to do. Whereas Camel, it's pretty small. Ohio, like there's not that many job opportunities. There's not really that much here.
What do you want to do?
I really don't know yet.
You don't know yet? What are your interests?
Video games, sports, technology.
Technology? Maybe programming video games?
Yeah, that seems cool.
Is that something that you're looking into, researching, anything like that? No? Okay. What would it take to have, for the Youngstown area, so Youngstown Warren area, what would it take to get you to say, yeah, I'm definitely staying here?
I think they need to like open more stuff here, like more jobs, more places to go, because it seems like it's pretty small. There's not that much stuff, not that many jobs, not that much like activities or anything.
What kind of activities would you want to do?
Like, there's not that many arcades and stuff like that.
Right on. How about you, Bonnie?
About the community?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's small. There's not really much to do. See, I'm just gonna go with the flow. I don't know if I want to get out of state for college or what I want to do. Neurologist or cardiologist.
Oh, right on. Okay. What inspires that?
I'm just interested in the human body. I think it's pretty cool how it works.
It's definitely confusing how it works sometimes too. So what are you doing? Are you doing anything right now to kind of pursue that?
Not really. I do some research from time to time. I watch videos on YouTube on people operating on others. My one friend's sister, she told me that when I turn like 16, I can go around and ask hospitals if I can watch them do operations on people, because that's what she did apparently.
Oh, what does she do?
I think she's in the medical field. I think she's graduating this year.
Okay, very cool. So that's something you're going to check out? Right on. That's interesting. So Bonnie is looking like she's going to want to check out some different hospitals and watch operations. Volunteer work or anything like that related to what you want to do with your life? Anyone doing anything like that? Or thinking about doing something like that? You're thinking of doing something like that? Tell me what you're thinking about doing.
I mean, like, I want to be a neurologist also. It fascinates me about the human brain because, like, there's a lot of different things, and maybe I can, because there's a lot of parts of the brain that are not, like, fully, like, people never discover fully. So maybe I can, like, help discover it or discover what's not discovering yet.
Got you. So that's a pretty heavy thing to be interested in. What do you do other than that? Do you play sports or anything like that?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I play softball and I cheer.
Softball and cheer?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're playing softball, you're cheering, you're going to school, and you're thinking about brain stuff, how do you balance all that? How do you balance the time?
I mean, I just, like, focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Like, at school, I focus on my schoolwork, and then whatever sport I'm doing, that's what I focus on at that time.
Okay. Show of hands, does everyone feel like you have enough time to balance everything you're doing and then school and all your other research and interested? Everyone got enough time? Claudia, kind of, sort of, maybe? Tell me about it.
Well, see, I don't have a lot of time because I came from a Catholic school district to the STEM, and I don't want to offend anyone, but the Catholic school system is so behind. So when I got to the school, I had to balance studying for 3 years of education and work, and on top of that, doing all my usual activities after school.
Okay. So you said the Catholic school system is behind?
Very.
How?
Well, for example, not to put my old school out there, but like in math, when I came to this school, I didn't know how to divide fractions,
Okay.
and that's bad.
Sure. And when did you start learning it when you came to this school?
Well, I was studying over the summer, half the summer, because my dad wasn't so sure I was going to come to this school, only because I live pretty far away, and it's a lot of work for my mom to drive me to school every day.
Mm-hmm. I got you. So what made them decide to get you out here, regardless of the drive?
Well, there's better opportunities at this school, and it kind of opens the future for me because I want to go to MIT, and it's a proven fact that 1% of kids who go to STEM schools or kids who go to a vocational school have 1% more chance than anyone else, only because they kind of study, it's more focused on the science area, and it's a bit kind of laid off on the English area, so it kind of, you have more time to study, basically, and then you can branch out into whatever specific field you want to go into.
Gotcha. Do you feel you're missing anything about having the English be not as important a component?
I'm not missing anything because my teacher is a really good teacher, and she combines social study and English, not in the same class, but different classes. But we have a really good teacher who's preparing us for college and ACT tests and everything like that, so I don't feel like I'm missing out. Plus, since my mom doesn't really speak very well English, every Wednesday we have to go to kind of like an English class. And the teacher there, she used to teach, she was a college professor, and she's very good with English, so she also teaches me as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Very nice. All right. Who else feels that you have enough time, or don't have enough time to complete everything? We'll go with that. You guys don't feel it. Thank you, ma'am. Charlie, let's start with you. Why don't you think you have enough time to complete everything you need to do?
Well, I live a half hour away, so we come here every morning, school all day, and then I play soccer and basketball, and I'm in scouts, so it's just a lot. I have to start choosing between things. There's a lot of homework, and sometimes it can get hard to choose, and I wish I could just do all of it. And I have just no room, no free time.
No free time. What are you thinking of cutting?
Nothing. Well, if I were to not do something, it would be basketball because I started this year, so.
Okay. How does it make you feel that you might have to cut something you want to do just to make time for everything else?
I don't like the idea of it because I love everything I do, and I still want to do more. So, just taking away something, it's just not a good idea, in my head.
You have any ideas on what either the school or the community or your family could do to kind of help streamline something so you could still make time for everything?
If the schedules were changed around.
What do you mean?
Well, for soccer, basketball games and soccer practice is at the same time, so I have to choose.
How about you, something you had your hand raised?
At the moment, I would for another year or two, I would want to stay doing everything I do. But when I get into more high school year, I would most likely have to drop something because I already do so much sports out of school, and I want to focus on school because I want to get into a good college.
Sure. What sports do you play now?
I do cheer, dance, volleyball, and that's it. And track.
What do you think of the cutting?
It makes me sad, but I feel like my education is more important than sports.
How about on this side of the table? Jenwell, you got time to do everything and write 5,000-word short stories?
Yeah, because It's a small town, which is pretty good. Nothing really happens here in a good sense. My little neighborhood, it's like a tiny spot. Everybody knows everybody. When I get home from school, I go to my grandmother's house. I eat. I do my homework if I have any, which is most days. But then I mostly watch cop shows. Like there's a new cop show about how body cams and stuff. And because I want to be a police officer when I grow up. And my off time, I'll be a writer. And yeah.
What's more important to you, being a police officer or writing?
Well, my grandfather, he's in Puerto Rico, and I think he retired, I don't know, but he either is or was chief of police down in Arecibo.
So is the police force, is that something that's a little bit closer to your heart then than writing?
Yeah, because I don't think anybody in my family is a writer.
Think you could do both?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Kashari? Kashari? I'm sorry.
Yeah, my mom, she's really big on schedule, so she makes everything to where I do certain things on time, and if I'm not, then she freaks out. So I try to stay on schedule, so I have a lot of time to do other things.
All right. Do you feel you're getting some pretty good encouragement at home?
Yes.
Yeah? How about from the teachers in your home?
Yes.
Everyone, show of hands, everyone think you're getting some pretty good encouragement from parents and teachers and everyone? Yeah? Every kind of, sort of? Okay, good. All right. So this will probably be one of the last questions. Thinking about whatever your dream job is, how do you think your dream job would be able to help the community, either here locally or just the world itself? What do you got?
I was thinking I want to be a cardiothoracic surgeon, and because I want to I like working on I like health and stuff. It entertains me, I guess. So I like seeing how people and things they work and shit, they heart transplants, stuff like that. That's cool. So I was thinking of maybe going to college, maybe somewhere else, and then coming back here and maybe starting up my own business. Cause I don't think there's maybe a heart surgery area over here, a place just for that. There's hospitals and stuff. I'd make my own place, and it'd be cool because I can make it go over here, and I could be close to my family. I can be close to my kids.
How many of you thinking entrepreneurship might be something you want to try? Yeah, down here? Let's start down here and work our way down. Jeremy?
I feel because of the fact that since obviously there's not many job opportunities for software designers or just video game designers in general, that if I open up my own business just for that, I could be creating a lot of jobs for people that may not have a job because there's no real opportunities.
Gotcha. Okay. Claudia?
I would like to do entrepreneurship because both my parents studied economics, and my mom didn't really know, because the country she's from, Mexico, they don't really talk about what you're going to choose in the future. You kind of just keep going. So the day that she had to choose, she just chose, I'm going to do economics. But really, she's a really good seller, and so is my dad. So ever since I was little, I didn't go to preschool. Instead, I was with my mom. She worked for Avon, so I was with her, and it kind of just grew on me. I love speech and debate. It's one of my passions. I like speaking to people. I like speaking in public. Well, it depends how big the public is. But, and I've always been pretty good at kind of selling something, and it kind of goes along with what I want to do as well.
Okay. Bonnie, I think you had your hand up too. Thinking about entrepreneurship?
I think if we made a new, a hospital in our area, it would make our population bigger, it would our community brighter, it would make us look better, more people would want to be here, want to have a job, maybe inspire more people to create their own business here.
Is that important to you, doing something to kind of get the community going again?
Yeah, boosting the community is not a bad idea, it's a good idea.
Yeah? So you want to stay in the area? Good, good. So I'm going to pose this one last question to you guys. What am I not asking? What are we not talking about that's important to you, that you want your voice heard? Anyone got something?
Why are you at this school?
Why are you at this school? Why are you at this school?
Because I knew that it would be more hands-on learning. And I like this school because I like it a lot better because the teachers are teaching us things and then having us apply it to the real world.
What do you think about living in a community that has a school like this and has that kind of option? It's nice. Everyone else feel the same way, having that sort of option to do the STEM Academy? You digging it? Close to, I haven't heard from you for a while. Why did you decide to go to the STEM Academy?
I just like how hands-on it is, and like it just gives me better opportunities.
Better opportunities?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Like we have this new class. It's called computer science. We get to code in there, and I would like to kind of do something like that.
Do some coding? Gotcha. All right. Very good. Any other final thoughts? Vincent? Or, I'm sorry, Jenwell. Sorry.
So I was playing this game, and I talked to my grandmother about it, and I was talking about a rec center, because you know that old building down by the police station that's abandoned? I'm thinking we can use that for a rec center, because I don't think there's a rec center anywhere near here, so we could just go, because that's right up the hill from me, we could just go up there and everyone can relax and have a nice day if they're not doing anything or it's just a nice day.
Well, that's a good idea. Have you talked to anyone about that idea?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother? What does she think?
She said it would be a good idea because she hasn't heard the word rec center since she was in since she was in college.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, to get something like that going, what do you think you'd have to do?
We'll probably start a petition, go around the neighborhood, because I think it's 100 signatures to pass something.
Could be.
And
So when are you going to get going?
Huh?
When are you going to get going? When are you going to get started?
I don't know yet.
Why not?
Well,
Got elections coming up in November.
yeah, we do.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think you're going to get started on something like that?
Probably.
Probably?
Yeah.
All right.
Probably on the weekends I'm going to start asking my grandfather to take me around town.
Okay. What do you guys think? Rec center would be a good idea? All right.
You can find more content from our student panels in our Brain Gain program under the Brain Gain tab at businessjournaldaily.com.
Brain Gain is sponsored by the Mercer Companies, Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC, and the Mahoning Valley Manufacturers Coalition.